Hello for the 33rd Sunday of the year. And I title this one, The End. Well, I'm using the first and last reading, Malachi chapter 3, verses 19 and 20, and the Gospel Luke 21, 5 to 19. The end. Well, this past week, I dealt with on a 1 acre of property in which my house lies, and a wide, long driveway filled with leaves and leaves. And I've been mulching leaves because the end of the year is here. The leaves have almost all fallen, and we're getting ready for winter. But the end of sort of everything, or the end of what's going on here on our earth. And it all has to do with what Jesus is saying in the gospel about the end of the world. All those people then too wanted to know when and if the world was going to end. And Jesus addresses that. Well, way back when, with the prophet Malachi, he talks about evil, and evil is so present in his world. And when will that end? And he sort of gives it. This is sort of a prophet as telling about the future coming. He talks about at the end, for those who fear the Lord's name, they will arise, and the sun of justice will be with its healing rays. So evil is going to be conquered according to the prophet Malachi. The Jewish people questioning Jesus as far as the end of the world or the end of where they are. They too question that. And it's sort of interesting. I find that Jesus is talking about, look, he's in the temple. And he looked up and he says, now look, as far as this temple, it's going to be destroyed. It's going to fall down. One stone is not going to be on another stone. It's going to happen. There is an end to things. Yes, an end but a new beginning. Yes, put an end to things. Do you remember in another situation when Jesus was on his way into Jerusalem? He was on the other side of the mountain there on Mount Olives, and he looks over Jerusalem. I guess he sees the temple and the city of Jerusalem, and he cries as far as what is in for the people there, the people in the world at that time. It's real quick, but I'm going to read it. It says, as Jesus drew near to the city, he saw the city and wept over it, saying, if this day you only knew what makes for peace, but now it is hidden from your eyes. For the days are coming when your enemies will rise up against you. They will encircle you and hem you in on all sides. They will smash you to the ground and your children within them, and you too, and they will not leave one stone upon another within you, because you did not recognize the time of your visitation. And now he's inside the temple and saying, look, not one stone upon. The evil in the world is terrible. And the Jewish people experienced that primarily the Romans, the Roman Empire. They came and dictated. They came and took the taxes. They came and destroyed Zion, the city or the area there in Jerusalem. Well, I find that the end is important because not only the end of your life, but as far as the end of things as we know it, whether we're talking about global warming or we're talking about world wars or nuclear warfare, Uh, it's all going to be changed or end. And we need to be aware of just that. So I find that things aren't so terribly different than they were at the time of Jesus. And in a sense, sometimes maybe worse. In today's world, we're not battling, but I mean, we're experiencing the Russian war with the Ukrainians and vice versa. And the evil that is going on that and the threats of evil are mind-boggling. The threats of nuclear warfare, the threats that rockets make as they sail through the air and hit not just military targets or possibly, nuclear targets, and even worse, people in apartments in their living quarters, and the nice part where people are living in the cities. It's monumental evil that's taken place today. And Jesus is saying, oh, please listen to my word. We're only going to get peace if we buy the message or live the message of maybe loving your enemies, forgiving your enemies, sharing your goods, helping out. And we have traumatic things besides some of these things that Jesus talked about, you know, as far as in our day, hurricanes, in our day, starvation in different countries, and in our day, COVID, all of these things threaten us. And they threaten our ending. Is the world going to go on as it is? Is the planet going to continue to live the way it has been living? It's not easy, is it? It's not easy to try to live the message of Jesus, even to know it. And so all of us have to face some of that. I'm going to end. The society as we know is going to end. But there's great hope. Jesus is trying to say, do it my way, or do it my Father's way. Do it in a different way than the world does it. In fact, to do it a new way. I always find it consoling that in the early church, when they talked about the new religion, they called it the new way. Well, folks, it still is a new way and can be with many people. It still is a new way compared to the volume of the way that the world thinks and acts. And it really is basically that message. So I hope and pray that this kingdom of God will come in due time. I don't know when, but in due time. And that is the message of Jesus. And to listen to him and listen to the Father's message that he gives. A new spring. We got to get through this winter again. So it's easy to talk about. It's easy to say, but very difficult to do it. To do it his way, the Father's way, the right way. Next week, we celebrate sort of zeroing in the end with Jesus Christ, King of the universe. No need of a Roman Empire. No need of a Russian Empire. No need of a United States of America world power. We need the power and the living out the will of God. That's what our religion is all about. That's what Jesus is trying to tell us. And he has the vision of that very thing. But it's hard. It's hard to take up your cross and follow Christ. It's hard to see his vision. It's hard to turn the other cheek. It's difficult to forgive. All of that. But that's the message, like it or not. But that message is really hopeful. The end. Life is changed, not ended at the end. Have a good day.